Hey there everybody, this is Fulminata here. I am reviewing a mock today as opposed to the videos I would normally put out. I will still be doing those and I'll just start doing these because although I do really enjoy making those for you guys, I thought I would switch it up because on a mock review like this you can go more in depth on ideas and inspiration. Obviously the mock in front of you, and I'll be reviewing Edo Tracker mech. Its inspiration is a cat. Pretty basic, but when you get into more complicated stuff like humanoid mocks that take on animalistic qualities, I mean, you've got bigger inspiration there from the amount of different sources and different ideas. So I think we should just jump right in. I use the raw jaw mask, and I don't. It's a strange choice. I know it doesn't look particularly cat-like, and that's what the main idea was to go after. But the teeth kind of remind me of a saber-toothed tiger, and it's got a very strong jawline here, which reminds me of a cat's. So I thought it was good enough to use. Plus, it was red, and although it's not the best mask in my opinion to use, it's by far the most animalistic mask I could find in my entire collection. So it just attaches to a basic Cure Factory armor piece onto a joint. This actually folds up. You can see inside right in here, you've got a hand piece that this attaches to. This is actually a double joint, so you can do a lot more motion with it. You can achieve better poses, and it doesn't actually change too much. And it also fits in well with this hand piece that then goes up and makes this posable cover plate. You've got just these plates and sprockets and stuff that attach to the base of the body. The base of the body is actually this piece right here. Now, I'll show you the way it attaches. It's basically just onto this axle joint, and just like that. It attaches just like that, and you can see kind of the skeleton of the mock if I line it up with the camera. Now, off of that we've got a Hordica joint right in there, the lower part of the larger arm that they would always have. That just attaches with some basic half-thin plating and whatever. I'll get to the arms, and I'll just move that off to the side so I can actually move this back and get everything back in focus. Now, this is high and rigid and pointy, and doesn't exactly have the smooth flow that the rest of the mock does, and oh no. Oh, no. No. Anyway, it doesn't exactly have the smooth flow as the rest of the mock does, but if you look at an actual cat, they've got these big, huge shoulders off this big, rigid body, so I thought I'd try and incorporate that. So when you're looking at the front of the mock, you've got these sharp edges, you've got the teeth, you've got these big, huge shoulder pieces, and you've got the claws. So it's the ends that are sharp, and I think I actually accomplished that. And there's a good flow between. So if you look at the tail here, it's a sharp end. If you look at the face here, it's a sharp end. If you look at any of the feet, it's a sharp end. You've got like sharp pieces back there, but everything else is very smooth, very fluid. And in the case of the arms here, you've got this piece, this pop-off piece that I popped off before. This piece I find is very, very, very good at, very good at being a very fluid piece, a very nice, smooth, transitioning piece. It's kind of like a cover plate that allows you to do a lot more. So if I were to pop this back on, without breaking anything, well, luckily, the mock doesn't look quite right. Not just because it's missing a part of its color scheme, but more so that it doesn't quite flow right. It doesn't have a smooth transition. One difference I have between the front feet and the back feet is that, of course, these are on, this is facing outwards, this is facing forward. That was mostly just so I could get a variation, so I didn't get two exactly the same looking limbs. The other thing is the feet are not the same color. The reason for that is I think I had 3 black pieces of these. I wouldn't remember what to call them. And I needed 4, so I just switched it up, stayed within the color scheme, and I think it looks nice. The other thing is, this is raised. I've got like a double joint there. I don't so much on this side, but I mean, it helps if I raise it up, and I just needed to lengthen the front of the thing here. I just need to lengthen the forearm, I guess you'd call it. I don't know if you'd call it a forearm on a four-legged animal, but anyway, moving on to the back part. Before I get to the back part, I'll talk to you about how this mock started. This mock started as a humanoid mock, and you'd be surprised where. It started with the butt. If you look here, this was the basis of a, that's not, like, this would be where the head attaches, and this is the basis of a humanoid mock. You know, you've got the head, you've got the shoulders, you really, I don't know why I didn't stick with this. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I think I didn't have all of the inspiration I did when I needed. I mean, I could see how this would turn out to be a good mock, but I like it as what it is so much better now. But the basis for this is actually a foot piece and this little red piece right in there. Now that attaches in various places, allows hand connectors there, which then attach to vacky heads, which then go down and continue the rest of the legs. But one thing I'd like to point out is that right here, not only is this posable, but this is a ball joint, and you can move the ball joint. So, as opposed to if you want to flip the tail up, like it's like you've got a cat with like an arched tail or something, and you do that, that does not look as good as opposed to if you move. Sorry, that popped off. As if you move this entire joint. I mean, it looks more natural moving up and down like that. Anyway, that's purely stop motion. You could use that in stop motion. I mean, it's not too hard to do. I don't really build stuff with that in mind, but if it's really hard to maneuver and stay in one area, I mean, that doesn't make me too happy, and I'll try and change that. So the only thing left is the tail. Now, the tail uses these awesome pieces, these awesome Rakshi forearm pieces. That's what... Oh, no, they weren't forearm pieces. I just use those as a lot. They were leg pieces. Now, I like these a lot, and you can do a lot of variation. You can actually see that this is a hand piece attached to another hand piece right in there. And... Oh, that popped off again. That never happens. Anyway, you've got these... You've got more of these pieces attaching to what is these like two little slits there that this can fit into is really nice. The fact that you've got something that looks just like that, you've got this big fluid arc here, which is also accentuated by the fact that this is rounded here, and you've also got this tiny little rounded point here. And just a little bit the fact that this is just sanded down a little. I didn't sand that down, that's actually how the piece comes, and it just gives a nice overarching flow to the mock, and also comes in down with this smooth line, comes up with that, and you know, then you're into the sharp area, but then it just goes down to the head. It's a very, very fluid mock, one I'm very proud of. We'll just get him in a nice pose to end off the video, but I really like him, and I think I'll be doing more reviews. If you guys like it, comment, tell me anything you want. Criticism is really appreciated, but try and keep it constructive. I mean, you guys know what to do. You guys are pretty nice. So I'll see you back next week, either with a compilation video or another one of these reviews. So... Fulminata signing out. I don't really have a spoken intro and outro, but bye.